Hello, Pasco County. Are you glad you live in the free state of Florida? Are you going to work hard between now and November 8th so we can keep it that way? Are you glad that in Florida we chose freedom over Fauciism? Are you thankful that we banned CRT in Florida? Are you glad that we banned gender ideology in schools? Well, it's great to be here. I'm fired up, ready to go. I think we're going to do very, very well, but we need everybody on board. We need all y'all. Who here has already voted? Who here is waiting till Election Day to vote? Who's going to vote early between now and Election Day? Okay. All right, well, all you guys waiting till Election Day, that's fine. Just make sure you do it. If you get a flat tire, you got to figure out a way to get to the polls. That's on you. But I'm happy to see so much enthusiasm. And, you know, we have an opportunity. If you think about 2018 election, when I ran 4 years ago, we were a whisker away from having a much different future for this state. And I think we look back and see we didn't know what was coming down the pike. But if you look at different states like California, Illinois, New York, we would have been that on steroids. It would have been a total disaster. And so that was very close, and we dodged a major, major bullet. So this gives us an opportunity. We dodged that bullet. Now we can solidify our state as the nation's citadel of freedom. They will not be able to stop us if we can win this and win strong. And if you think about some of the things that we've had to do over the last few years, we had to stand up against a lot of corrupt media over the last few years. We had to stand up against the left. We had to stand up against power-hungry bureaucrats like Fauci and make decisions that, you know, we didn't want to lock people down. We wanted to lift people up in this state. And we were able... And I remembered summer of 2020, I got a letter from Democrat members of the U.S. House of Representatives from Florida. And they were attacking me because they say you can't have the state open because of COVID. And they said you must lock down the state of Florida. You must impose shelter in place and mandates. And that's what they were telling me. And the media was supporting them. And the left was supporting them, and I was taking a lot of this heat. But I'm reading this letter, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, if we did what they said, it would destroy the state of Florida. You would have millions of people's lives would be in turmoil. You would have businesses go under at record levels. Massive numbers of people would not have the ability to put food on the table, and our kids would have been locked out of even going to school at all. And so I knew that, and I knew I was getting, you know, hit and all that other stuff. But you know what? At the end of the day, leadership is not about covering your own hide. Leadership is about doing what's right for the people you represent. So I was more worried about saving jobs of the people I represent than worrying about protecting my own. So I took out that letter. Yeah, you're welcome. So I grabbed the letter, I crumpled it up, and I threw it into the trash can where it belongs. And they want to rewrite history on a lot of this stuff. You know, they attacked me relentlessly 2 years ago because I said, you know, you need to have kids in school. First of all, that's what the data said. Second of all, it's just the right thing to do. And I had the left attack me, media attack me. I even had teachers union sue me. In the summer of 2020, they wanted to lock the kids out of school. So we said that was the right thing to do to keep them in school, and we did that. And all those people back then who took those positions, those people were wrong. We in Florida were right. And you now see these other states that lock these kids out. And the thing is, the people that lock the kids out, they put their own kids in tutoring or in-person education. They lock out everybody else's kids, but these are elites and they live under different rules. So that's what was going on. But we now know they just did the nation's report card. Everyone takes this test across the country. Florida is number 3 in 4th grade reading and number 4 in 4th grade math in the entire country. And that was not true. That was not true when I was growing up down the road in Pinellas County. And if you adjust for our demographics, we actually are number 1 in the nation in both. And that would not have happened if we let Fauci and the lockdowners win. No, we did what was right. And now those other areas are having big problems. They want to act like they all supported what I did all along, but that is not true. If you had a different governor, you would have had way worse outcomes, and we all know that, and we're not going to let them rewrite history. We also stood up to them when they wanted to impose things like vaccine passports in the state of Florida. They wanted you to not be able to go to a ball game or a movie theater or go to get a restaurant unless you showed medical papers and shot records. And we rejected that in Florida. You should not have your freedom circumscribed by whether you take a shot or not. So we said no mandates, no passports, so we banned vaccine passports in the state of Florida. And I was attacked for that too. But what ended up happening? In 2021, we set a record for domestic tourism in the state of Florida. And that is money in people's pockets who work in that industry, who work in our restaurants or hotels, all these different things. They had a banner year. You know why? Because people knew if you came to Florida and spent your money, you would be treated like a normal human being and you would be able to make your own decisions. Why would you want to go and spend tourism dollars to go to San Francisco when... So you, on the way to going to a restaurant, if you can dodge the feces in the street, you show up and they won't let you in the restaurant unless you show your shot records. I mean, give me a break. People don't want to do that. That's not how you have a good time. So we were able to not only lead domestic tourism, set a record. If you look at foreign tourism in 2021 to the United States of America, causeway that was broken 3 places. And these are not state bridges, but they came to me because they were being told, the people that live there, you're not going to have any luck for 6 months. Well, that would have caused those islands to wither on the vine. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to sustain themselves if that were the case. So they came to me a couple days after the storm. They said, can you help us? I said, of course, I'll help you. What do you want? They're like, we need to be able to get back and forth to the island. They're telling us it's going to be 6 months. And so I said, all right, again, it's not our road or bridge or any of that, but, I'm not going to sit around and ask the federal government to pay for it or whatever. Hey, I got the biggest surplus in the history of Florida. I'll use it.